up, all my fight fans? So, we got ourselves. It's kind of a very hard way to put this, but we got ourselves a fight night pay-per-view from UFC this Saturday, May 4th, in Brazil. You got Pantoja putting his flyweight belt on the line. You got the return of the great legend Jose Aldo. You got a couple of good light heavyweights and middleweights like Paul Craig and Anthony Smith. But at the end of the day, is it fair to say this might be the worst pay-per-view card of all time? You know, and I guess yes. Because we've seen a lot of ones that were like, this could be bad, this could be okay, whatever, etc., etc. This one is just, it literally has next to nothing that gives us that urge to want to pay $80 to watch. And it's no disrespect, because at the end of the day, we can't be greedy as fans. UFC gave us $299, stack card from top to bottom. UFC gave us $300, stack card top to bottom. The fight nights haven't been the greatest. We all know that. And this pay-per-view definitely is not the greatest. That's a little disappointing, because at the end of the day, the fight nights are free. You can put whatever you want to put on it. This past Saturday was a fight night, and I honestly I didn't even watch it. It just did not give me interest, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like I would have missed anything if I watched it or not. And it's free. So there really should be no complaints. It's free. Watch it if you want, don't, whatever. But these are pay-per-views. These cost $80. And unless you're coming from a very well money established career and you are okay with money financially, and you know you're pretty much set financially in some sense. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be rich, but you're not living necessarily paycheck to paycheck. This is not something that you would really want to go out of your way to buy. You know, this is not something that's super exciting. Like, this one feels almost like a treat to the Brazil fans. Like, hey, we want to give you guys something. Just a little something, not something big. And that's okay. But for anybody to try to hype this card up is pretty much lying to themselves and lying to us, because it's extremely hard to hype this card up. This one feels like this one should be a fight night. This one actually be a really good fight night compared to the fight nights we've been having. You know, you give this away for free, you're gonna have a lot of happy fans, because this one would be considered a good fight night. We're not saying it's a bad card overall, even if it was free. We're saying it's a bad card to pay for. That's where we're going at. If this card was maybe worth $25, $30, $40, maybe okay, sure. But $80 is, it's a little rough. It's a little rough, because yeah, there's just so much other things we could be doing with our money and our time instead of paying for something like this. And it's no disrespect to the fighters on the card, no disrespect to them. You know, it's unfortunate, because, you know, as UFC fans, we want to get our money's worth. And I'm sure these guys are going to fight great, but we're looking for other stars on there. Like, for example, we know Paulo Costa's taking on Sean Strickland. That would have been a great fight to have on this card. We saw Charles Oliveira just fought Arman Tsarukyan in UFC 300. That would have been a great fight to have on this card. You know, to build up that Brazil fans, to have these Brazilian stars, that would have been great. But unfortunately, we do not have that. We have some really good fighters on there, but we do not have necessarily the stars that make us want to buy this card. Some good fights. Some fights I'm actually looking forward to. Of course, I am very much looking forward to the return of Jose Aldo. I feel like he should have never left. I feel like he had a lot more in the tank. He was doing really, really good. Unfortunately, he had a bad night in the office against drawing a blank. Forgive me. His last fight, Merab. Thank you, Merab. He had a really bad night against Merab and then left. But I feel like he can still hold his own against some of the top bantamweights of all time over there. So I guess that's probably one of the most fights I'm actually looking forward to. But there's not really a whole lot on this card to really even discuss at this moment, guys. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about this card? Do you think it's something that, you know, maybe it's like a hidden diamond that we're gonna be like, oh my god, this was by far one of the most funnest, baddest fights of all time? Or maybe it was just complete dud. Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.